Hey, it's Korinn, 365 days of open heart living, day 100. Oh my gosh. Wow. Day 100. Crystallization of the heart. So, sorry for my little freak out. Just as I was saying that, it hit me. I've been doing this for 100 days. I've created 100 days of meditation for you out of 365. So I'm inching towards being a third of the way done. And 100 of anything is kind of monumental, right? Yeah, sweet. So congrats to me and congrats to you on your journey of this process of crystallization of your heart. So, open heart living, it is a way of being. It is a way of living your life with your heart open. That does not mean that your heart is open all the time. We're human beings, and our heart, as an energy center and an experiential center, it closes. We close down. We maybe shut down when we're not feeling well, when we're ill, when we have difficulty, when we're being yelled at, when we, have pain. There's so many things that cause us to shut down. And that has purpose too. But open heart living is about opening your heart up continually. So, in the times that we close down, we open it back up again and again and again. It is a practice, as is meditation. But in the practice of open heart living and meditation, there is growth and refinement that happens. And that is what I'm talking about when I say the crystallization of your heart. So in day 99, I was inspired by snowflakes and talked a little bit about the crystallization of them. And as I was editing 99 and rewatching the meditation, I felt inspired. And I was like, what a great topic for day 100 to talk about the crystallization of the heart. And then I thought, like, what does that even mean? Crystallization of the heart. So I looked up the definition of crystallization, and what I found were two definitions, because it had a little different meaning depending on how it was used. So definition one is the process of forming crystals. The process of forming crystals. So as crystals form, there's growth. The crystallization happens as there's growth into a form, a defined form of, if it's a snowflake, if it's a salt crystal, if it's a crystal being baked and pressurized in the ground as like a rose quartz or a diamond, there is something happening to it that causes it to grow, to develop into a form that is different than what it began as. And in meditation, there is growth of your heart. Your heart grows in its presence. It grows in its capacity. Your heart grows as you grow as a human being, right? I mean, when we have experiences that touch our heart and land on us in an influential way, not only do we grow in our character traits, but we grow in the quality of our heart, right? We become more compassionate. We have a deeper sense of connection. We see things as more beautiful. We have a greater love of self and others when we grow our hearts. The second definition is crystallization is the process of becoming definite and clear. So there's that phrase, crystal clear, right? That's what it's talking about. Crystallization. So something is becoming definite, it is becoming a more solid version of itself. It's becoming a more solid structure, has more stability, more definition, is able to be identified as that which it is. The crystallization of the heart adds to your definition of a human being, and you are able to be identified more internally as the being, the essence that you are incarnate in your body through the crystallization of your heart. And that clarity that comes, the clearness, the crystal clearness that comes, that is kind of the aspect of experiencing life that you grow into in the crystallization of your heart. And I would say that because as your heart crystallizes and becomes more definite, more stable, then the way in which your heart is trying to lead you in your life becomes clearer. The things that light up your heart, you have less doubt in the meaning in them, in the purpose that they're directing you towards. The clarity of your heart is, it's an open space for your soul to be felt and expressed. Because the heart, I wrote some notes, so I'm just referring to those a little bit because I have some important things I wanted to say, so I wanted to be sure to articulate them for you. The heart is your spiritual center. Just breathe into that thought for a moment. Your heart is your spiritual center. It's the merging point of your soul and your body. It's your spiritual center of your soul's expression in this life. Your soul leads you through the feeling of the heart. That's what I'm talking about when I talk about the clarity of doing a heart practice, of doing meditation. The connection becomes clearer, communicating from your soul of divinity to your heart of humanness. And the expression of your soul then is able to be emitted through your heart and your actions and your feelings and your sense of yourself and your sense of your place in the world, in your drives, in your intuitive insights. You're able to be guided more clearly from your heart as communicated through your soul, which is that higher aspect of yourself. And meditation, it's an ancient practice. It is a kind of coming together of the physical and the metaphysical, because there are aspects of practicing meditation that are very physical, positives like decreasing your blood pressure or de-stressing after a crazy day. And there are aspects that are more metaphysical, such as connecting with that inner light, having a sense of your essence, feeling your essence in your breath, and being able to feel that interconnection between that which is you physically and that which is you metaphysically, your spirit self. So when having greater connection to your heart, having more definition, more clarity, and growth in your heart, your soul is better able to be expressed through that crystallization of your heart space. Your heart is a physical organ, but it is an energy center as well. And that's how it is the interface of non-physical to physical, because it's both a spiritual center and a physical organ. So how does one feel the heart? How do you feel your heart, right? How do you feel that space that is non-physical? You actually feel it in a physical way. The practice of doing the inner smile is an ancient practice where you place your attention, your awareness in the center of your heart, meaning your heart energy center in the center of your chest, and you physically feel. And there's an alchemical happening. There's an alchemical transformation that happens to your heart center when you place your physical attention into your non-physical heart center and feel the transformation alchemically is that you can be transformed and that your heart is allowed to open just by placing your attention in it, in resonance, in awareness. The heart opens. And in the heart opening, in the inner smile practice, there's more refinement. There's more definition and clarity in feeling the heart. And the more that you are able to feel in your heart center, the more transformed that you become as a human being. It's alchemical. You change, you transform. And from a simple, ancient practice. So with that, I invite you to feel your heart with me in the inner smile and practice being aware of what it feels like physically so that your heart can open. Close your eyes. Be comfortable where you are. Shift your body, relax as needed. And begin by feeling your breath, bringing your attention more inward, being an observer of yourself, by feeling the breath. And now bring the awareness that was just being an open observer of your breath to the center of your chest, the inside, where your heart center is located in your physical body. Bring your awareness there in a way that it is open and observant to experiencing that space that is within your physical body, that is your spiritual heart center. As you rest your attention, your awareness in the center of your heart, with the open observation of feeling, I invite you to experience your heart center. Notice what that space in your body that is your heart center. Notice how it feels. Notice how your heart center feels physically, but allow yourself to also observe it non-physically, because as you place your attention in it, it opens, and in its openness, it is so much bigger than what your body could contain. Your heart center in its openness is able to be felt as more than a physical space inside your body. Your heart is more than the physical organ. Your heart is an open and expansive energy field that is expanding all around you now. Through your awareness, you feel it as both inside of you and all around you. You can feel your heart as the physical and metaphysical organ and space in your body that it is. And in feeling your heart center and its openness, there is growth and refinement, crystallization, if you will, of your beautiful heart in such a way that organically inspires personal transformation. Sit in the glow of your heart, that energy that shines out from inside of you, all around you, that is not visibly shining, but is energetically shining to the point that you can feel it. Your heart is beautiful. When you live your life with your beautiful heart, your life is experienced as more beautiful as well. This is a side effect of the crystallization, the transformation of your heart energy center. Breathe and feel your heart. And for a little added energy, I'm feeling inspired to have you visualize a beautiful pink, light, soft pink flowing from the top of your energy field down into your energy of your heart, flowing all through that field that is your open heart center that expands out around you, that delicate, soft pink fills in your whole heart, inside and around you. You can see it, or maybe you can feel it. And it is soothing to your heart center. And when you're ready, open your eyes. Hello, beautiful heart. One thing that I wanted to be sure to include in this topic is that in doing your heart work, in building your awareness of your heart as that spiritual center, in building the awareness of your heart center physically in your body too, because they're one and the same, right? The more physically aware that we are in our heart center physically, the more spiritually aware we are in our heart center as well. And the thing that I wanted to be sure to comment on is that the transformation, the crystallization, is that we are able to move from being head-centered to heart-centered. As human beings, isn't it true we run our life from our mind, from our head? We're constantly in thought, we're constantly solving problems, making plans, strategizing, analyzing, thinking about everything. We're constantly in thought. Our focus is so head-centered. That's where we are as human beings. But where we need to be shifting to as human beings, growing in crystallizing how we are living our hearts, is to be more heart-centered and less head-centered. The only way we are going to have a grounded place to feel we are leading from our heart is to feel the heart center, to let the heart be, or develop ourselves to let the heart be our center, not our head, to be more heart-centered and less head-centered. Because as I have said, the heart is that gateway of your spiritual self, the gateway to your spirit living your life as a human being physically. So I want to read this just to make sure I touch upon every point I wanted to. As the heart crystallizes in growth and refinement of doing a heart practice like the inner smile, it is made into a more stable and strong center. You're able to physically feel the heart center more. Emotionally, you're able to feel your heart more. Spiritually, you're able to feel it more. But also mentally, there is a stability and a strength mentally that happens from feeling your heart. Because as we shift our center of gravity, our awareness from our head to our heart, we shift our way of beingness. We are transformed into more heart-centered human beings. This is a very interesting point. The heart is the gateway to understanding in a way that the mind is not. We think about the mind as being the space where we come to understanding, where we come to a place of being able to really get something. That is true to an extent. But what the mind cannot do in giving you understanding, the heart does. Because the mind can conceptually understand something, but it is the heart that experientially understands. It's like if somebody told you how to do something and they gave you the concepts and they gave you maybe the mental imagery and the steps and the beginning and the middle and the outcome of what it looks like from point A to point Z. You would have an understanding of it to a degree, but only from immersing yourself in the feeling, living, breathing experience of it would you come to a true understanding. And that is of the heart, because the heart is experiential. It's our feeling sense. It governs our feeling sense. The mind is a great thinker. It's fabulous for logic. But the heart is the seat, the true seat of understanding. May God bless you and your beautiful heart. And may you live your heart and live it well.